Hey Jay, can I ask you a question?
Sure, Mark. Far away.
How come Carter's always sliding around in Deep Blue Sea?
Wow.
And how come Preacher has a bird in the kitchen?
I think...
Should Janice have won an Oscar for all that exposition?
Yeah, I
Who
mean...
did the sharks hate the most? How far did Jim travel underwater?
About...
Why do they keep calling Brenda Tower?
Mark, please, we've already covered all of these topics and many, many more on Deep Blue Sea, the podcast.
You mean the podcast where we analyze Rennie Harlin's 1999 masterpiece, Deep Blue Sea, chapter by chapter?
Exactly! Find it everywhere podcasts can be found.
Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is Adam Clement and Norbert Morvan.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us,
fellow humans.
Well, thank you for joining me on this live episode of Movies, Films, and Flicks. I mean, we're going all out.
Oh, wow. Are we like live?
Oh, well, no. I guess, well, all right. I'm not going to edit this, so technically it's Saturday Night Live, where we film it live and then release it later?
Okay.
As a former communication arts bachelor degree receiver, thank you very much. We call this live to tape.
Hey, live to tape. All right, so live to tape. And so we've done a few of these. We've done Fast and the Furious. We've done the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And recently we did the Blumhouse draft. Bloomhouse. One of those two. And so now, yeah, I think Blum sounds right. And I wanted to get some different faces on here. And I wanted y'all to, watching this, Adam has done many episodes, Norbert's done many episodes of the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast. So now you get to see their faces. They're pretty smiling faces that you've been listening to for so long. Look at this. Oh, I love it. Well, that's like the Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn dance, Norbert. You're like drawing me into that.
Listen, if you want to keep this PG-13, let's not talk about that.
Yeah, it's like a wrestler intro dance. So maybe that's it.
Oh my God. The toast. Anyway.
No,
a lot of mercy.
So, wow, it's like Tarantino is here himself.
Oh, man. Hey, Pikachu.
Pika!
I got my Florida State Seminoles tumbler. I'm getting ready for this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The FSU, how you doing this year?
We just beat a number 5 team, but we're terrible. So I'm drinking from this to get ready to lose this draft because I don't think I've ever won one of these. So, yeah. Actually, my wife Megan just won our last tournament on Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook. She won the Horror tournament. That was okay. I have a quick question. So I loved her lineup. What was it about her lineup that made people really click with it, do you think? So she had Blackcoat's Daughter, Faculty, Stir of Echoes, The Descent, and Ready or Not.
Listen, Stir of Echoes. Wow.
I don't want to say it's a deep cut, but it's unexpected.
Yeah.
I was literally about to use the exact phrase deep cut. Yeah, because that comes out of left field, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what it was, man. That's an eclectic lineup. Eclectic.
Yeah, they're not super expected, and I think that's like refreshing. Anytime you see a lineup that has like, again, maybe it's a deep cut, maybe it's not, but it's like something I would not have anticipated seeing.
Absolutely.
She steamrolled everybody, and she went through some tough teams too. My scrappy squad lost.
What was the biggest defeat there? Do you think? What was the closest margin of victory for her?
Oh, probably like 7 votes. So
yeah,
she went to sleep happily every night, like wasn't stressed, wasn't worried about losing.
She went to sleep.
She lost no sleep.
She beat me by 30. In the semifinals, I lost by 30. So we did if you go to Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook, and if you're watching this on Movies, Films, and Flicks Facebook, you know about our tournament. So we're talking about Megan winning the last one. And I just loved watching her team. You know what I like about these tournaments and these drafts I like seeing what people vote for because I'm in a movie bubble. I live in a bubble of movies. So I don't know what people like. And so I love these tournaments because I get to know what people like. I get to know what non-movie bubble people love.
And then you get the interaction and little debates. I always like to leave little snarky comments. Just take little pot shots at you from across the ocean.
From Korea? Pot shots from Korea? So we predetermined an order to go, and I got picked first. So I have the first pick. We're gonna do a snake draft. We're picking five characters from sci-fi horror movies. All right. So my first pick is from Critters 2.
You taking Christ?
It's the critter that loses its hair during the diner massacre. So, so during this scene, these critters are tearing up a restaurant, a la Gremlins tearing up the bar. These two bounty hunters walk in, and they just start blowing up the critters. But there's one critter that gets scalped. But it's such a perfect shot that no skin comes off, only the hair. So you have this bald critter, and then the critter looks into its reflection and goes, ah! It's shocked that it has like an opposite mohawk.
It kind of also had that cul-de-sac look, you know, that a lot of 80s TV dads would have, even though their wives were like 30 years younger than them. Yeah, that was cool. I like that. Okay, I'm writing this down. All right, so bald critter.
From Critters 2.
I need to watch that on YouTube or something. It reminds me of Gremlins, though, because it's like the opposite of what Spike. Because didn't Spike, was it Spike? The evil
Stripe.
Stripe, yeah. It's the opposite of that. I wonder how intentional that was.
Critters was supposed to remind you of Gremlins because it was just a total Control-C, Control-V. Absolutely.
Right. Well, when did Critters 2 come out? Because this was it early 90s?
Oh, geez, wait, that's a great question. I know Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, I don't have my phone on me, but because
that's what throws me off, because DiCaprio was in the third.
Yeah, the third one. Yeah.
He was still a kid, so it must have been late 80s.
Critters 2, 88, baby.
88.
Yeah. So
Critters 2, the main course. Wink, wink.
Oh, so there's several moments in cinema that I could write and retire on. And if I wrote this gag and then was the person who did the special effects for it and the puppeteering, I'd retire. Someone's like, Mark, you haven't worked since you were 24. Why? Well, you know that gag from Critters 2? No. But it's just, someone wrote it, because you know what I love? Someone wrote that, and then someone built the puppet for that gag. So that's creativity right there. A little critter no skin came off, just the hair, and then it looked at itself and went, ah!
There you go. I'm sending you that in the chat. That's it right there.
So that's my number one right there. Oh, you got him. Yes.
That's what he did. After he blew it off, he looked in the mirror. He was like, bitchin'. I remember that.
He looks like Gallagher.
To come on Channel 11 all the time. Totally. It's the baldy cul-de-sac, man. I'm telling you. I love that. That was a great movie. It's a great sequence.
Is that the best of the Critters series? I actually am embarrassed to say I haven't seen any of the Critters movies.
The Critter Ball is a rite of passage for anybody's life, I would say.
The first one, I find the first one to be the best because it was scary. And then, just like the same thing with the Freddy series, it gets more ridiculous as it goes on. You know? Yes, the Critter Ball. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's good. I was that's interesting, because I always thought the series would sort of firmly planted its roost in horror comedy. So are you saying that Critters 1 it plays the horror straight, or are you saying Critters vis-a-vis the rest of the sequels is just more of a horror when it comes to horror comedy?
So the first one was leaning heavily into the sci-fi aspect because they made sure it's a bounty hunter, you know, from space, and his face turns into stuff. So that was a big deal, you know, and it was dark, man, because I think Dee Wallace was the mother, if I'm correct. So when you put Dee Wallace into your movie, you know, you're going for the truth, man. You're not going for the laugh.
Also, can we just say Dee Wallace as the mother in a horror movie is she's just one of the best.
Cujo.
So many. I mean, she was even in Halloween, the Rob Zombie movie.
Oh, wow.
I think so. Yeah, in her older years, as she's gotten a little bit thicker and just her eyes just get this dark set-in thing. Yeah. So at the time, because when she's in The Howling, you know, when Dee Wallace is in it, oh, hey, that's some credibility. Yeah. So.
You were waiting for that one.
Oh, I love it. I love the Halloween. All right, we're going to move on to our second pick, but I just want to say, I was at Walmart the other day, and I picked up a 2 Blu-ray disc of the Halloween. Howling. And the Fog double pack for $6 on Blu-ray.
Classic.
It said Scream Factory, so it's all the extras on it for $6.
Marbo. with
So, yeah,
Barbeau.
yeah, the original, like 80. Oh, so
Yes.
good. All right, so our
Barbeau.
second pick goes to Norbert. You get to open up our second pick here.
Listen, can there be any doubt in a sci-fi draft who the first pick is for Norbert Morvan?
Until now, I guess.
Well, Adam Clement, if I may call you Clement, Adam Clement,
yeah.
you just got here, so we just met. But Hoffmeyer, who am I going to pick number one sci-fi monster all time?
Oh, Xenomorph.
That's it.
Okay, I'm glad somebody did it, and I'm really glad you said that.
Yeah,
That's it. That's not the alien, the xenomorph, a.k.a. Acheronsis linguafoeda.
I really hope that was your first pick and you're not doing it because I got the wrong answer and you didn't want to make me feel bad on the video.
No, not at all, man. Listen, so I grew up in Queens, and my room, small box, and right next door to the bathroom is the boiler, okay? So the boiler absolutely looks like the inside of the tug that carries the Nostromo. Yeah, exactly. And then at night, it just...
That's scary.
Okay, my nightlight is not a healthy, normal color. It's like red. So I'm just at night.
What? That's terrible.
Okay, I see this movie. 86 is when Aliens comes out. 79 is when the first one comes out. So I get to a point where it's traumatic for me to see this thing. And then you read up on it and you realize, okay, your average 9mm that you buy at the corner store, no, sorry, it's not doing anything. Silicon hardened flesh, okay? So you need military piercing armor bullets. Oh, by the way, it's 8 feet tall, remorseless killing machine. Gonna kill your mom and then kill you. No.
In that order only.
In that order only. Exactly. Yeah. This is the most terrifying creature in movie history, okay? And then when you get older, you realize all the sexual rape stuff, unfortunately.
Very sexual. Giger, H.R. Giger.
That Giger, thank you. That Giger was trying to imply in the birth and the implantation, the fact that the face hugger is an ambulatory penis with, like, things on the back.
Oh, yeah. Never mind, like, the fear and just phallic nature of that, whatever you want to call it, the penis. But
Yeah.
little, like, tendril fingers, those are equally creepy, if not worse.
Oh.
Yeah.
They just don't let go.
Is that why you used to wake up screaming? So Norbert and I were neighbors in Korea, and I would just hear Norbert just yell himself to sleep every night.
That's right. They're not night terrors if they happen during the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
When I moved back to the States, I couldn't sleep anymore because I was used to someone from across the hall from me in another apartment screaming. So I had Norbert record it, and I put his screams in another room just so I could sleep because I was so used to his night wailing.
The night terrors. The night terrors. Yeah, man. So, yeah. Particularly the first two, as all humanity knows. Aliens, two of the greatest movies of all time. Aliens, standard bearer for all horror and sci-fi going forward. In action movies, dialogue. Your boy Shane Black that you like to talk about in Predator, Hoffmeyer. You know that he was watching that like, okay, so that's how you write snappy dialogue. You know it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Perfect pick. I think my Critter is stronger, more iconic, but I think that's a great way to open up, Norbert.
I'm not mad at you, man. Listen, the 80s, you know that a lot of my stuff is going to come from the 80s anyway. That's how I get down.
All right, Adam, you get the next two picks, Adam.
Do I get to do my first and then second, or is that what's happening?
Yep, first and second, and then it's back to me.
Sure. So I wasn't actually sure about the 1 and 2 spots until Norbert set me up with a perfect layup here. So it probably ain't gonna win, but I have to follow that up. But my first pick would be David from Alien Covenant.
Oh!
And I would say this because everything that Ridley sort of established, right, the anxieties of aliens and claustrophobia in the first movie, and of course the horrors of capitalism with, what happens to the crew. I think David is a perfect microcosm for, like, obviously our anxieties about AI and robots as they're slowly taking over. But, again, it's just such a perfect God complex because that's what's happening. And for better or worse, you don't just have the enemy being the alien, right? That's scary. We all know what that looks like. But I think it's precisely for that reason that we're sort of introduced